Okay, good morning. Talking really fast is a strength of mine, so it's probably okay that I'm last. And this is our team. We're across 3 institutions, Moravian, Muhlenberg, and Lehigh, and I guess we're the largest team. So we have Steve Dunham and Chris Jones from Moravian, and that's me and Marcia Barr and Sherry Young from Muhlenberg, and I like that Sherry's wearing her safety goggles in her picture, and then Bob Flowers and Mark Snyder from Lehigh University. And our project is about generating a video archive of research and teaching instrumentation to use in our courses and in our research. And our goals are really to leverage faculty time, expand our hybrid learning options, and increase collaboration. So I hope to convince you of why we should make videos of research instrumentation, because probably that's not what you spend your Saturday nights watching. So we've been using them here at Muhlenberg for about a year as a repository of instructional material, and what's astonishing is that the students actually watch them repeatedly outside of class. And when you instruct in research instrumentation, it's pretty technical. There's lots of buttons, there's things to remember, and we found that in the lab the students are really overwhelmed by this, and if they can watch the videos again and again and again, it improves their confidence and they actually break the stuff less, which is nice for us. It improves hands-on learning in the laboratory because the students are less stressed out about operating the instrumentation. They can actually listen to why they're operating the instrumentation, which is really amazing. Could actually teach them something in lab. And it preserves our instructor time for higher order learning. I know my time is not very well spent when I spend 40 minutes instructing 16 students how to use a polarimeter. It would be much better if I could instruct them on why they're using a polarimeter, not on how. So it also removes a barrier to research collaboration, which is the really exciting part of this project. All of our institutions have unique instrumentation, and instruments are really expensive, so you can't necessarily have $1 million instrument at every campus. And so having videos on how to operate those instruments lowers the barrier to traveling between campuses with your samples and collecting data on someone else's instrument. So our goals, and I hope this is not too terribly small, sorry about that, was first to inventory our instrumentation, and that's ongoing, so we're actually trying to make a list of everything we have, which is kind of a long list, and that's exciting. We wanted to establish standards for video capturing, editing, and archiving. I've been making videos on my iPad. I'm like this crazy video making lady, and I just set up my iPad and talk at it, and so that works, but it's not super professional. And then we want to determine the technology that's available and necessary to accommodate our standards. And then we wanted to develop plans to assess video effectiveness on student learning, which actually worked very well with today's presentation. So for our inventory, that's ongoing. We're going to prioritize our high impact instrumentation, so instrumentation that is only available at one institution because it is so expensive. We want to, we're working on our standards, and I think we have some pretty good ideas of what we want. We figured out that really high resolution and dedicated sound is really important. We want to be able to annotate our videos. We want to be able to put the camera somewhere. Right now I have this whole system where I stack up the stools in the lab and I balance the iPad, and I've dropped it a few times, and and it's not really terribly practical to get someone to hold the iPad for you. I have, lassoed our soccer manager into doing that for me a few times, but she has other things to do. So we need a better system for that. We want to be able to caption our videos for hearing impaired users and for web searching. And we do have an archive recently purchased to do this called Kaltura, and so that's really exciting. We have a place to put all of our video because our OIT department is getting kind of cranky at me for taking up all of our video archiving space. So the technology that's available is so extensive, and it was really kind of overwhelming. And so part of what I did with this presentation was to beg for the help of the educational technologists to help us decide what we need to do. There's infinite numbers of cameras and tripods and software and stuff that could be used, but we want stuff that's going to be accessible to faculty. And if you're like me, you can film on your iPhone, but that's about it. So if you give me a camera that's got 4 buttons, I'm kind of screwed. So hopefully we can work with stuff that's faculty accessible. We want software that's faculty accessible. So production style video editing is not really my strength. I'm a biochemist. So, but there are products that are designed more for educators. And because when the faculty make the videos, that's where the instruction comes in, and it's be really effective in the classroom. Our assessment strategies we have been doing here at Muhlenberg for a little while, and so we have some examples of those. And I was surprised and happy to see that they blended really well with today's presentation. So that's where we are at. Our vision is to have interinstitutional collaboration over research instrumentation, especially high-impact instrumentation for the course and laboratory. When you use hybrid learning, do you like your picture up there, Steve? Sorry about that. When you use hybrid learning in the laboratory, I think it really enhances laboratory learning and instruction, especially like the example I've always been using is talking about this is that Steve has a Maldi, which I'm super jealous about. That's him posing with it right there. And I would like a Maldi, but they're like $250,000. So if Steve had a video about a Maldi, I could use it in my class, and then we could take our samples over there and run it. So that's kind of the idea. We leverage our faculty time, and as far as I can tell, there is no such archive for undergraduate instruction on the web, so we could be the first archive to exist, and I hope everyone will then be kind of looking to Alveic for leadership in this area. So that's it, and I think I finished in like 6 minutes.